Sup, my dudes, Valk here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the pirate team, the new pirate team, using all the support given to it. We're going to be using Dofi, we're going to be using Shanks, and we're going to be using Uta, and we're going to be going after a leaderboard-worthy score, basically. We're not going to actually get on the leaderboard by ourselves, because it takes way more strategy than that, and not to mention, this team's not the best for a leaderboard, but it gives you an idea of how strong this team actually is. It's kind of like, not really an infinite team, but more of a mid-range team. It's really, really good. So we can see right now, to get on the leaderboard, we would need 16 million. I think we're going to get somewhere around like 9 million on a run. It's really impressive for what the team is, especially since the team's only hunter ability is Mihawk. Mihawk's going to be really good for infinite runs. But it's just a very strong team in general, and I can't wait to show it off to you guys. So let me go ahead, random enemy. Let me do it on normal, because you know we want to get that score as high as possible. But you'll notice we don't have any money generating units on this pirate team. Well, this is mostly just in strategy for infinite to make the use of the most damage as possible. But this team is very, 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 very strong. Specifically, Doflamingo, Uta, and Shanks are all very, very powerful units that add tremendously to this team that came out with this update. And they're just good. They're all just really, 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 really damn good. So what we're going to do to start is I'm going to show you guys a good little strategy to try to maximize your damage. We're going to put one Doflamingo. We're going to put him right here just to take care of any flyers, because he is a heal unit. And then we're going to put down a Mihawk right behind their spawn. It's kind of important we put him slightly to the left. We want to give him range because he's going to have plenty of range. So we don't really need to worry about range too much. But then we're going to put it on ×3 speed. And we're just going to worry about maxing Mihawk for a little bit, because Mihawk does have the hunter passive, meaning we want him to be able to get as strong as possible. And that way, later on, he's the one killing most stuff. So here you can see we're going to turn on auto skip before I forget. And we're just going to max out Mihawk with any money that we happen to get. So we have this. We have for any flyers that manage to get by. We have Dofi there. Dofi's going to take care of any flying enemies. And we're going to be able to just kind of push like that. And this team is absurdly strong. You guys will see as the run goes on. As the run progresses, this team just gets better and better. So we're just going to keep pushing. Keep maxing out. Keep upgrading our Falcon Eye here. Our Mihawk. You guys can kind of see this is just going extremely easy. And now that Mihawk over here is on hill. He's at a point where he hits hill units. We're going to go ahead. We're going to set him to stop. We don't want him to attack anymore for a bit. We want Mihawk to kind of get all the action. So we're just going to let Mihawk now just keep focusing on basically just killing everything. So now he has his big cone, and he's just going to keep murdering everything for quite a while. So we just got to keep this pushing until he's fully maxed out. And the reason you want to max out Mihawk before you really do anything else is very simple. Hunter passive. Hunter passive is very broken, and you want to make sure you can actually take full advantage of it. And he's going to allow you to do exactly that. But basically, everyone on this team is benefiting from the pirate leader, except for Uta. Uta, obviously, if you guys have seen One Piece Red, doesn't like pirates. She's not on the pirate team. She actually hates pirates. So she'd probably hate being on this team. But this team is very, very, very good. Uta is just a really good unit in general that you can replace Oshi with inside these insane leaderboard runs where you don't really need money, because you're going to overcap on money very, very quickly. You don't need money on these leaderboard runs because you're going to get more money than you know what to do with, just literally just by playing. So you guys can see we're already at 100k XP. We're just going to keep it pushing, let him keep ramping, and we're going to get some wacky numbers soon enough. So now we're going to start putting down the rest of our units very, very soon. And whenever we put them down, we're going to stop, or we're going to put them on stop until we basically have a good setup going. We just want to last long enough till about like wave 70, wave 80, until the enemies have enough HP to really survive hits from other enemies or other allies. That way we can guarantee Mihawk over here is getting, or is doing the most damage. So we're just going to keep doing this, keep it chugging, until we get this last Mihawk upgrade. And once Mihawk is fully done, then we can start working on other units. And that's never really going to start working on getting our damage up on other characters. So now we're almost there. Almost there. So now we're going to go ahead and get this down. And once we're done with him, we're probably going to get Shanks down. Yep, now that he's done, we're going to go ahead and drop our Shanks. One Shanks, a 2 Shanks, a 3 Shanks, a blue Shanks. Alright, so now we go ahead and put this Shanks down. Put him down on the floor. And then we're going to drop this. Get this up. And you guys can see, this is why I shield Shanks so hard. It's not even the attack stat, although he is doing really good damage, so I do want to set him to stop for now. He is doing insanely good damage, so we do want to stop him for now. But you guys can see the amount of damage he's actually able to provide. And his utility is something that cannot be understated. He has so much utility. He's so good. Alright, so now we want to set him to stop too. So we just want to keep setting him on stop until the enemies have enough HP to survive a couple hits. I think they do now. Okay, so yeah, we can stop setting them on stop. Alright, so we're almost there. We do this now. Set you on that, and then we're going to set you on that, and then we're going to put Conquerors, and now we're going to start the loop. If you guys don't know, if you set it to 30 seconds with the 15-second cooldown or 45-second cooldown, you set 3 to 15 seconds as a 9-second stun. You're basically perma-looping. It's really nice, really easy, really simple to do. So we're going to do this now. We're going to keep our range up, and now you guys can see the stuns coming through. And this is kind of where we want to go. We do want to get Dofi to let him start attacking now as well. And now, more importantly, we're going to get our Utas down. Getting the Uta buff down very quickly is going to be pretty important. So we're going to go ahead, activate the Uta buff. And we're going to wait until this hits 35. Once this hits 35, we're going to activate the second Uta buff. And we're going to then upgrade them. So now we got this. We upgrade range, of course. We need that range. And we're going to do this, and now everybody should be, now we should start seeing some really funny numbers out of Mihawk. You guys can see Mihawk right here. He's at 10 million damage already. This is just going to get higher and higher, and it's really, really dope. So next up comes Blackbeard. Blackbeard's really, really good too. You just kind of want to put him down. I don't like that he's not full AoE, but you guys can see the size of the line. It's really generous. It is nice. So it's not that big a deal, but it does kind of suck. So we're going to go ahead and have this, and then we're going to put another Blackbeard actually way in the back here. And the reason for that being is because he'll get more coverage this way. So you guys can see the size of his line, and then we're going to put the last Blackbeard. We're going to put him right here, trying to slow as much as humanly possible. So now everybody's set up. Everybody's kind of done, ready to go. Now we just need to work on our other damages, which we're going, before we get Doflamingo up and running, we're next going to work on the Luffy. This Emperor Luffy is actually really, really strong. If you guys don't know, he's a really, really good unit. His raise attack lets him scale up to some crazy numbers. Now, he does take a while to actually raise his attack up because of how high he gets up there, but he gets up there really, really high up. So it is pretty good. At least I think so. So you guys can see he's already at 2.2 mil, 2.3 mil, 2.5 mil, and he's just going to keep ramping up to an insane degree all the way until we want to get him his full AoE first, and then we want to let him ramp. So once he gets this move, he'll be able to start ramping, and then he has one upgrade past that, which will give him superpower. So that's going to be pretty nice. So here we're going to go ahead and give him this last upgrade. At least I think it works like that. I hope it does. Hope I'm not wrong. I think we're good on range for everything. So we're going to start just picking pure attack. And now let's go ahead. Let's check in on our Mihawk. And you guys can see the amount of value that Shanks is providing. Mihawk's at 15 million damage. You guys can see really, really good damage out of these units. Really, really strong units all in all. Just powerful. Or powerhouses is what I meant to say. Just powerful powerhouses. Alright, so now while he is ramping up, we can go ahead and start working on Doflamingo. Doflamingo has some very, very powerful upgrades. He's going to be able to start helping us with our damage and helping us keep these units down, or helping us keep these enemies down. And we will be able to ramp up from there. We do have one more Uta we can place, but it doesn't really matter. So now we're going to see, and I think he's done stacking. Now that he's done stacking, we are looking at that last upgrade to get that superpower up and running. And once we have superpower up and running, we'll be good to go. So you guys can see this whole team's basically full AoE, except for Doflamingo. He's not full AoE, but we'll get him there. At least I think. We need like 500k now, which I don't know if we survive long enough to get that 500k. But it is going to be interesting to see. So you guys can see Shanks is being the MVP as always. And then we have Mihawk basically just doing all the damage. He's doing every bit of damage. Tons of damage. Look at this. 30 billion damage out of Mihawk. He's at a 20 million attack stat. Pretty crazy, pretty wacky, pretty strong. A very, very strong unit. And we almost have this Luffy to where he's doing crazy damage as well. Once he gets superpower, which should be here, his damage is going to be absolutely wacky through the moon. Alright, so now he has superpower. And now we want to save it for Doflamingo, because now every single time this Luffy attacks, every 8.1 seconds, he will be hitting a 12 million attack stat. And he's going to has a chance to hit for 30 million. And that's just insanely good. So now we're just saving it for Doflamingo, so Doflamingo can get his last move. He spawns in the tentacles. And yeah, we're kind of going to go from there. We have Blackbeard here, providing despair in a big fat line, which is really good. And we're just going to keep doing that, keep ramping. And we're almost to the point where we can do some really, really good damage. Or at least we can have Doflamingo doing really good damage. You can see, even without his final upgrade, he's at 2 billion damage. He does really good damage, but he's just not a priority on this team to max out because, well, in infinites that is. Because Emperor Luffy and Mihawk are obviously your priorities. Alright, we got our little cutscene. We got our skip wave, and now Dofi's damage should start going through the roof. You guys can see it's climbing up by the millions per second because there's so many enemies for him to hit. So he's in a good spot. So now we're just going to put down our last Uta because we can. And we want the damage. We just want more damage. We don't want to mess up the timings of the other buffs with this. So you got to wait for one of the Utas to pop their buff. Okay, since they pop theirs, we can pop this one, set the auto. I normally do that just in other modes, just for the extra food, because Uta's buff does give you more food. But yeah, here we're at too much enemies, so we got to let it cycle out. And you guys can see, even without an Oshi, we actually fully max out our team. Even though we're about to lose, we still fully max out our team, which is really, really good. So we got to wave 108 with an 8 million score, which is half of what it takes to get on leaderboard right now, by ourselves on a random run. If that doesn't tell you how strong this team is, I don't know what will. This team is incredibly powerful, though I think it breaks the top 5. I don't know. I don't know if it breaks top 5, but I do know this team is just absurdly strong. And it deserves a really, really good look at, basically. Pirate team is very, very good. There's a lot of additions now to Swift and Deadly, too. Swift and Deadly got a massive boost with this, with this patch. All these units seem really, really strong. But other than that, thank you guys all for watching. As always, hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.